Alright, rip to the bot. We'll have to figure out that later. Gonna have to do a little more research on getting that to wake back up again, but regardless, we're back. A little later than we normally do, understandably, but we're back. So this dude didn't kill. So when we left off, this one dude's like, either you kill the laddersmith dude over there, or he's going to go and kill people. I don't know if that means he's going to kill off people inside my, I guess, inner circle, if you would. So I'd rather not that be the case. So I'd rather do it myself and then kill off the laddersmith dude, who arguably doesn't actually do all that much for us. We can go ahead and we could use a little bit of this. I think it's like 10k or something for the ladder ornament thing. Because he was like, oh yeah, you gotta kill him, and I also want that ornament thing. I don't know if I need to buy it beforehand and then kill him, or if I could kill him and then he would give it as a drop. So, but yeah, it's gonna be the first NPC that we actually kill, friendlies. So there's that. Hopefully it's actually meaningful and that he'll actually keep his word. Otherwise, yeah. So I did faith a little more there. We ended up getting some cast speed out of it. That's pretty good. Now for killing you, friend. I'm so sorry, but I really, I didn't want to do it, but apparently.
Come to see out.
I can't help but feel you kind of ripped me off a little bit, so maybe I don't feel as bad. I thought this was more expensive originally. I guess it isn't now. Go ahead and give me that. Do I actually need to kill you, or can I just trick him with the ladder miniature? Let's try that before I end up killing you. Okay. Yeah, that's what we're gonna try. Just casually throwing it out there that I'm probably gonna end this man's life over there, but yeah, gotta do it to save my people, I guess. Hey, you wanted a ladder miniature, right? Is that gonna be enough to satiate you, or do I need to outright kill this guy? I don't know if I've already ruined that or not, so yeah. I don't know if I already ruined that or not, but if I did, that'll suck. But if I did it, then it's all good. So let's see if he'll accept this ladder miniature. Maybe that's enough proof for him to be like, oh yeah, you killed him to get it. Okay, we're all good. I'm not gonna go kill potentially somebody that'd be helpful to you, I guess. I don't know how valid his actual threats are, but I mean, we probably could have just ended up killing him ourselves, but it is what it is. He's right around this way. Yeah, because he always makes this noise. I keep thinking it's the dudes that run away from you. Okay, well that would certainly be one of them. We are not run away. How did I benefit out of it? Did it even drop anything? Oh, I need to go up the other side. That's what it was. I had to go all the way up top, right? I want to say that's right. I don't 100% remember. Right, because I could depetrify all these enemies over here, and then we could fight them every time, which absolutely not. So if I hadn't found this part before, then we would have to deal with that. Still gotta have to deal with this guy, though, from the looks of it. We may as well kill him cheaply, if at all possible. By cheaply, I mean just using our weaker spells to go ahead and deal with it. He really doesn't know how to play with range, so we can kind of just bully him right here. I don't have lock on anymore, but with such a big target, I don't necessarily need it for once, which is kind of rare for us. When it works out, it works out. I imagine probably much easier to kill as a melee, considering he's basically just about ate all of my soul arrow here. But that's fine. Worse things have happened than that, so I didn't do anything since the last time we did anything on camera. I considered doing it, and then I was like, oh, I have to get other stuff done. So, yeah, I had to take care of some other things beforehand, so I didn't actually do any farming, any, just like figuring out any extra awesome areas we could have missed, anything like that. Don't tell me this dude actually disappeared. Wait a minute. Wait. No, is he actually gone already? Did I just go the wrong way? Maybe I went the wrong way? I remember this dude being in that general area. Maybe it was up a ladder or something beforehand, or maybe it was farther down this way. Ah. You'd think I'd remember it since yesterday, but you know, sometimes it just don't work out. Oh, it was just that thing randomly moving? Okay. One of these days, something's gonna jump out of that and eat me, I just know it. There you are. I've got the ladder miniature for you, friend.
I'll spend some time traveling the lands. Slowly
Okay, based on that, it sounds like we've already screwed this up. I guess I had to make sure that I killed him before I talked to him the second time. I guess me talking to him a second time before actually killing the ladder dude, instantly fails the quest, which, yeah, okay. I mean, we didn't even leave the room. I was just trying to get a little more confirmation, but, well, I guess. Or we could just kill him. I mean, if he's gonna kill important people for us, then I may as well just kill him myself right now. You know what? Maybe we just try that. Am I gonna get bodied? Yeah, probably. But... Alright, well... Of course, if it doesn't hit him, then it doesn't really matter, huh? Well, this can't miss, right? Mage versus mage, baby! He said I was most intriguing? Alright, well. You know, I thought that was gonna be a little more dramatic than what that was, but between the Chaos Storm knocking him up and the Soul Spear kind of staggering him, yeah, I mean, he kind of just stood there and took that. Maybe I should have, debatable on whether or not I should have killed him, but if he's gonna kill off more NPCs that could potentially help me, then I'd rather kill him off. I was hoping that he was like, oh yeah, I'm like, it seemed like he was a sorcerer anyways, he's using dark magic, so I was hoping that maybe he would end up dropping some dark magic if we ended up killing him, but no, he just kind of dropped a chaos hood. But he died. Oh, maybe he's like, didn't he say he was like, he wasn't a pupil, but he was like an experiment or something? Maybe he's like Striad's, not necessarily pupil, but like experiment or something. That's what it was. Something tells me that might be it, because he had the general attire. There's straight up a mimic chilling right there, and also another dude, which I don't believe is caged right there. I'm very convinced that that dude's gonna come out and I'm gonna have to deal with him at some point. Try attacking and then treasure? I don't know. This is why we have trust issues. Alright, well that don't really do damage. But it's stun locking him, so... Good to see that there's actually hidden passages, more or less, in this area. So, were you gonna break out at some point by yourself, or was it specifically because I went out of my way to break you out that you get it? Like, was he going to, was he gonna break out at some point? I have no idea. Oh, this just lit up this area? I don't know the significance of this other than it lit the area up. Like, the fact that I can already target you, it feels like a bit of a problem here, friend. I just expect anybody to potentially come out and fight us here. What? Have we seen you before? I don't know if we've actually seen that thing that's killed up there. So we know these guys are generally hanging out in here, but I figured they have to hide an item in one of those portraits at some point, right? Like, I don't think my logic's that crazy at thinking that, but maybe it is. Are you serious? This dude out here living with like 1 HP, and then he gives me like 400 souls. Like, not even worth it. Still have no idea what that one did. I'd love to kill that mimic up there. I don't know if it's actually just to be for display like all these other creatures have been. That seems to be the case from the looks of it. But if it actually is like a live mimic that we can do something with, I wouldn't mind killing it for whatever loot it could potentially give us here. Can you break out of it? You're not actively trying to break out of it, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that you can't until proven otherwise. You know, I saw it coming, but I just didn't react fast enough. We just started, so I mean, it's not as if I've warmed up yet. There's always a warming up period. It just is what it is. Oh, really? I got to do that all over again. Well, we can just run through most of that. There was really nothing over there to begin with, so it's all good. And we may also not have to fight the dudes in the portraits unless they randomly come out and like try and jump us or something. So if that's the case, I can also save some of my magic because we were starting to run pretty low there. Yeah, not much to say about this area. We already dealt with the knights over there. Wanted to help that dude out. I was willing to kill the ladder merchant dude, but he just was impatient. It couldn't possibly be me. Can I just run past you? Like, do I even need to fight you? Doesn't it take you like a minute to chill? Yeah, unless you, yeah, unless I really, I guess, mess with him. I'm not really sure why he didn't aggro that time. I'll take it. I'm just kind of wondering why he didn't. Now when you look at angles, you can actually see inside the portraits there. Got one up here. Can I actually hit that one? Not really. Okay, fair enough. I don't even know how I would get it in there, if anything, even if I did manage to open it. So you oh no. You use him to break everything else out, don't you? Oh no. That's 100%. Oh no. It does. Something tells me this man can break the rest of these dudes out of here, which I hate the idea of. Okay, well, let's put that theory to the test. We have a mimic all the way back here, so why not test it? That doesn't mean we can't weaken them first before we get over there, though, because presumably we'll have to fight them at some point. Did not think you were going to immediately aggro, but here we are. This one all the way over here is still active? Can you at least open up the mimic if you would, please? The mimic. The mimic? The mimic. No? Okay, I guess the mimic's there just to chill. You know what? Fair enough. Well, we tried an experiment. I can't really say that I'm not surprised at the outcome of it. It really does seem like they're supposed to be more so on display, but the fact that they put a mimic there immediately seems like I should be able to break it out at some point and then get items, you know, for then killing the mimic after it's free. Oh, how does you breaking him free? Oh, okay, whatever. They're not difficult to deal with, so far at least. Yeah, just lead him back this way. I don't know if he's throwing something. He seems to be like throwing something. Or maybe he's doing buffs. The fact that Dark Orb even like kind of staggers these guys is crazy. Yeah, easy kills. Still really don't want to drop anything, huh? I was really looking forward to getting that mimic, but it just doesn't seem like that's in the cards for us on this. Are you throwing like an arcane urn or something? I did see those as actual consumable items. We've just never really had a reason to do so because we've always had such availability of arcane damage. Now the lightning urns and stuff that one guy was selling, it does have me a bit interested. Dragonite alkalite gloves. What? Dragons. Kind of surprised I could actually go in this room. Sounds like there's movements in. Sounds like there's movement in this area. Which I hate the idea of. You wouldn't all be like poison or something, would you? Well, I do see the item back there. I didn't need to see the message to be able to figure that one out. Can I break it with magic, or do I need to smack it? I just don't know if those things are gonna like poison me or something if I was to hit it, which is why I didn't just like run up there and smack it. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like you can kill it the way like that. Here's another way down, but I'm not necessarily sure this is where I want to be looking at this. A whole bunch of acid. You could torch this up. What does that actually do for you? So this is a, you want to pay with your items currently for whatever they're potentially hiding in there in terms of our armor's going to break and stuff, which is going to be annoying, but I actually don't have enough souls at the moment to even keep the cost where I need to be. Like, I'd probably have to kill a few more people before I could even make back my repair costs for my armor here. Because everything is definitely breaking. If I go in there, like straight up, everything's just gonna be broken and then I'm gonna have to repair it. So let's do everything we want to do first and then come back down that way. Provided we have the opportunity to do so. It keeps sounding like somebody's near me, and it's because it's that dude roaming up there in his cage, but it keeps sounding like it's going to be a lot worse for me. It's locked. Okay, so there's a key around here somewhere that will eventually open this door. Unless after we get the key, then it will say, oh, it doesn't open from this side. I was wondering if I could depetrify these guys, but nah, it looks like these guys are kind of just screwed. I really can't, like, light a torch off of one of these doors. It really wants me to use, like, flame butterflies. That's also locked. Okay, so they're like, yeah, you have to go through this to get back here. I'd rather not, but fair enough. Wow, the range you cover with that is pretty good. For being as chunky as you are there, friend, you sure seem to have a bit more movement than I'd like for you. Dash. Why do you have so much? Oh no! Wait, how did you get free? What? He hasn't broken any of the others free before. What? What? I am not getting during the stone. Are you insane? Well, we should be able to go all the way back here, and then he shouldn't really follow us. You serious, my dude? Alright. Well, if you're so insistent, I suppose I'll grant you your request. How were you able to break that one? Here, I've got a friend over here that I'd like you to meet if at all possible. But I also don't want to kill you. I kind of need you to, you know, like actually break the things with me. What did you do originally? Like an overhead or something? I don't know. I keep trying things to try and make this work out, but more and more it's looking like it's just not gonna happen. So I guess I'll just go ahead and kill it if I, you know, smell that. My man can straight up walk out of that? You serious? You're telling me none of the AoE hits this guy? I have to use a soul spear because I don't have any more magic left? Oh my gosh. Okay. I thought it was going to try and say that the mimic just now got broken out. It's going to be like, you serious? Yeet. That really did not do as much damage to him as his baby slapped with his shield did to me there. Not a fan of that by any means. I'm already out of spells. Well, you know, such is life. Go ahead and give me one of those. Give me a little bit of spell usage back. I'm pretty thoroughly convinced that we can't get to that mimic. But if we could have, though, I imagine it would have been a good item for what a pain it is to actually break it free, and then the willingness to even break free a mimic rather than just watching as it just sits there forever doing nothing. Did he break you out? He must have broke you out as well. Another door chilling over here. Am I hearing the mimic from all the way back over there? You see? What? Why does it sound like it's right next to me? Like, is that just me? Backstab? There we go. I know I'm using a dagger, but like, come on now. Well, let's not risk the staff. Probably should have led with this one if I knew that was going to happen. So we know the things are down there, but we ended up killing them beforehand. So now we could check it if we want, or we could keep going. Maybe there's a bonfire ahead or something, or maybe something sooner, or maybe like a bonfire right through this door or this door, in which case, start from there. Nope, that's also locked. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't a bonfire back there, just means that it's locked. Why does it look like you're gonna kill me in this room? Why is there a blood pile here? Simpleton Spice Twilight. Fair enough. You know what? Fair enough. Yeah, they literally did that the first time. First time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. But also, I literally did not... I could hear the mimic down the hall, but this dude sitting on the other side of the wall was actually, like, the most silent thing ever. I don't understand. How are you gonna tell me I can hear a mimic down the hall, but this dude is just, like, just absolute silence? What? It's more funny than anything. I mean, I can just kill that one dude back there, and then we're basically back to where we are. Well, those two guys, and then there's a fog wall. Although, before we go to the fog wall, we'll go ahead and kill that dude, take our souls back, and then we'll go ahead and And then we'll go ahead and pick up those items that those two enemies are protecting. And then we'll probably go back, reset our armor, and then go ahead and go through the fog wall. I don't know if the fog wall is going to end up being a boss, or if it's just another area that we're unlocking, or what's good with that. But that's the general plan of how we're going to do this here. If it is going to be a boss, then I'd rather save my better magic if at all possible. There's got to be something better for you, right? Or you just like really just that big. Well, we know the easy way of dealing with these guys is just keeping them right here. They're just chunky boys. They're just made to waste your magic. It's just fine. We did end up wasting some consumables in that life, but that's fine. It was all for the science of knowing where to go next, so can't be too mad at that. He shouldn't release anybody. We have these two, like, I can already see the one sitting down there, which I thought he had released originally, but he did not, from the looks of it. There's a second mimic right there? You're telling me you can't even break out that mimic? Look at that sweet, sweet free damage. I don't know what that enemy interaction was, but it was funny. Alright, take care of this little dude. I can dodge the big boy. Him petrifying me somehow would be a problem. Well, Dark certainly did a good job. Alright, well, problems with that. So if I get hit once, it does a good enough stagger to where I'm guaranteed to get a hit a second time. So if I ever get touched by the wombo combo there, I kind of just end up dying immediately. Life of a mage, baby. Life of a mage. I didn't actually aggro anything, did I? No, they're just chilling over there. Okay, good. What? I imagine there's got to be a bonfire either after the fog wall, or if it's a boss, like, kill the boss and then immediately after would be a fog wall. Because it seems like a very long run away to actually, you know, do this every time, which makes me think there's a closer bonfire, but if there is, I haven't seen it. Excuse me. I wonder if Striad's gonna hate me now. Like, if he really was, like, his people, his creation, or whatever he was referring to himself as in the last one, then hopefully he's still willing to take boss souls. Maybe he'll even be happy that I killed him. And be like, worthless creation, or something like that. Good on you for killing him. I don't know. The mimics, man. Mimic PTSD kicking in every time I hear this thing, even though I know it can't reach me at this point. But even still, it just mimic things. Oh, you're gonna what, fam? You're gonna what? You don't have a leash this far? Yeah, that's right. Back it up. Should be doing this with the other staff. That way I don't potentially break this on the way. Oh good, they put the souls right here. Still not enough to recover all of our gear by any means. Like, in terms of when we end up breaking it on the acid down there. But it might be good enough. Wow, really? Out of range? I mean, Soul Arrow's got pretty good range, if anything, for a spell, from what we've seen. The spam is so real. don't even have to worry about him. Just let him follow us, find his farthest leash, and then we just deal with him as is. Which I imagine this is probably about as far as he goes. I don't even think he normally goes this far, but because of these the rushing attacks that he's doing here, I'm thinking that's allowing him to go farther than what he normally would. Ran out of stamina there for the second roll, which is why I ended up getting hit there. So far, getting hit, not a problem for us. Once we go into the presumed boss fight up there, then we'll see how that actually ends up working out for us. This guy shouldn't aggro, so we should be able to kill this dude for free. Yeah. I'm looking to save Soul Spear and, you know, some of the other spells if at all possible. Alright, good. We got him aggroed. Unfortunately, dark magic is what it is. Just doesn't have the same range as arcane, or at least for the most part from what we've seen. I imagine Affinity has to have range. It had range already, so... We're actually using the correct staff for once, because this one has the best scaling. Or, well, best scaling for the dark anyways. It might actually be A instead of S, but in terms of our better scaling versus our other staff, I should say. Really not hard enemies, like I just got greedy and wanted to kill them faster. Alright. Really, you gotta close these doors every time. We know what's going on. Can't really knock you out early, huh? Have to take out this door before you can... That's fine. That's fine, because I believe, based on the last area, yeah, it's just gonna stagger them, so it should just be a free, easy kill, not even worth the hassle. My real only concern is if this dude up top that we killed before coming in this area actually becomes a problem. I wouldn't think so. Something tells me Soul Vortex is just not going to reach that far. That's fine. We know our gear is going to break. Yeah, it is what it is. It's just the thing that you accept when you walk into armor, or into acid. I don't know if there's a way to actually, like, protect your gear from this. It's fine. Yeah, break all my gear, I know. It sucks. Soul Geyser? Soul Geyser? Oh, now you have me interested. Alright, well... Oh, 64? Excuse you? A secret art unleashes a gush of souls. The homing soul mass pierces its target and then hits repeatedly for additional damage. This blasphemous spell is a family heirloom of Lord Aldea's. It was to design the pummel flows until his power is entirely exhausted. Now this one using the Simpleton Spice, I believe, is for magic, and then I want to say Skeptic is for faith. In which case, yeah, definitely something we're looking forward to. Yeah, like, did somebody break out somehow? But no, yeah, no, just the noises they make. I can reopen from this way, right? I should just close that and reopen this. Okay. Right, the reason we're doing this is because all my gear is broken now, so if we're gonna go into the boss fight, maybe my max HP shouldn't be half of what it already is. Like, I might actually straight up have 600 HP right now. Which, yeah, not great. So, yeah, this is why we're doing this. I could have used a homeward bone, but really want to save those for when I've got actual souls worth not losing. Yeah, like, it's free to just walk back here. Unless these guys somehow aggro on me, which they've been pretty chill up till this point, so I think we're gonna be okay here. Gonna go ahead and hit up the merchant. I believe I have some extra souls on me, in terms of the, consumable souls. In which case, if we don't have enough, we can just go ahead and pop those and make sure that we do indeed end up having enough.
Oh, I'd give you.
Repair everything. It's looking relative. It's looking pretty cheap for the time being, so we might. Well, I say that until we get to the rings.
I'll be around.
You just had to make the rings expensive, didn't you? Let's just give him the most baby amount of souls we can give him, ideally. Okay, well, you know, that might be a little too, you know, fair enough. But we need like 2,500-ish, I think, for the last two to be repaired. And 2,250. That'll work. Alright, we gotta do that over again, except we don't have to do that area again. Alright, we have a... Wait, did it remove one of my spells when the ring broke? Is that what happened here? Something tells me that's what happened. Which, if that's the case, it's kind of annoying. And also, which one did you end up taking, if that was the case? You only get one use of Soul Geyser? You get one use. One. What's our intellects in that? And how much simpleton spice do we have here? Intellect is 45, and Geyser was, let's see, 65? 64. So we need 19. Wow, okay. Let's see what simpletons, how much simpleton spice we have here. 13, okay, so we need at least 6 more levels. If we were willing to invest all of that into it, we would still need 6 levels to get that. That better be good, because I'm very much so considering it. If it's going to be that high of a requirement, then it's got to be good, right? I mean, 64 into any one stat in this game. Granted, this isn't even a new game. This is still the base, you know? So 64 in the base in one stat is, like, insane. If you're, like, at new game +5 or something like that, you know, maybe 64 or 65 or whatever it was, you know, maybe that's not that big of a deal. But I think I'm, like, level 115 right now. So, if over half of my levels would have to be an intellect, at least at the base game, in order to use that, I very much so hope that it's actually good, because we tried the, what was it, Soul Bolt? Where it shoots at the ground and shoots, and then shoots like a laser. Yeah, I wasn't really impressed with that one. I really had high hopes for it, and it kind of let me down. So, I'm trying to not get too hype over that spell, considering we haven't used it yet. But I mean, for such a high intellect need, it really makes me think it should be good. But alright, poking from over here, right? Alright, well, I wish we could do this faster, but considering if they hit me, they stun lock me into an instant KO. So we kind of have to do it like this, which is a bit lame and annoying and tedious, but it is what it is. The reason I'm using it with this staff is this staff has beyond more durability than my staff that I normally use. So if I'm going to be spamming spells and I don't need the extra damage from the other one because it's leveled up higher, then I'll just go ahead and kill him like this. He dropped an item for once. Old Radiant Life Gem. I gotta imagine that's probably huge. The Radiant Life Gems, the full-size ones, were actually pretty massive heals as is. So, right, I forgot to use this. Still pretty weak to magic overall. Pretty weak in general, if I remember correctly. You're kind of just the status abuser. every time. It gets me every time. It's just funny to look at. Bad time to run out of that. That's an easy kill. Thankfully, while that dude was doing that, he was body blocking this guy, so he didn't actually make any range up on us. I forgot you have a really long leash as compared to the other one. That's right. Like a ridiculously longer leash. Like he came from all the way back over there. This dude was probably like 50% closer, and yet he, for whatever reason, his leash was a lot less. We take the free kills though. It's not really great souls, and it costs me way more magic than I would like it to, but it's easy enough kills. Kinda hoping this is a boss, because I'm already itching to fight a boss. But if it ends up just being more area to explore, then that's fine too. Alright, let's not get crazy, man. I'm kind of wondering what magic is good against this dude. Or like the ideal magic you would have for him. My guess would be thunder magic at the moment. Dark is doing good, but like his most like absolute weakest magic, so that way I can potentially grab some of it. If it does end up being a boss, and then we have to keep doing this each time, just so that way we could clean these dudes up quickly. I'm bad, and I'm dead. Yep, that's a grab attack. That's really unfortunate and annoying. The fact that he lived with 1 HP always hurts. Trying to think if there would be a spell higher than like 64 as like an actual intellect requirement. That's like really high. I don't think there'd be too many, if any, higher than that one. In which case, maybe we should use the Simpleton Spice on it, because maybe it's like one of the last magic spells that you get, in which case it's just like OP or whatever. I just don't know how good it would be. I mean, it sounds good. It pierces, it does bonus damage based on what it seems to be extra projectile. Like, it seems to be like one, just like full damage projectile, and then it seems to spread out extra ones that I would imagine also pierce as well, because the main one is supposed to pierce, right? So, I mean, piercing additional damage, imagine does quite a bit of damage already, considering that it takes 64 intellect to get. There's probably some world in which case I just run around this guy, and then we don't have to do this. For the time being, we'll just play it like this. Takes a little bit longer. That's fine. The theme of this area so far is cool. You just got the big old skeleton hanging out there, and then you've got all these enemies that you fought before just for whatever reason in cages. Very glad they put the mimics in jail, unless they actually have items they want to drop me, in which case break them out so I can kill them and grab some items real quick. I saved far too little stamina for that. Definitely could have been punished there. Thankfully wasn't, but definitely could have been. Sure, let's just break everything out of the way for him. Yeah, definitely don't hit it. What? No, I would never think of hitting these guys and killing them. That's dark damage. It just, one day, I'll have a dark spell with some real range. By real range, I mean like equivalent to most of our arcane spells. Would be ideal, you know, if they're feeling it. I don't even know why I play with him right here. It's just impatience. I should just run him back into the hole here and then just kill him on the way back. Yeah, I mean, just 3 kills, baby. You just gotta be patient, which is not me, so it works, but... Right, we still have another one to do. You good? You chilling over there? You good? I don't even think we've actually seen you inside, like, the actual game itself. Like, maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe we just haven't gone into an area having one of those things. But, I really don't remember it. Come over here, just the trigger. Yep, definitely don't throw that at him. Yep, definitely don't lock onto him. Alright, well, you know what? What? He just randomly gave up? I mean, I'm okay with it. We got plenty of free damage out of him. So wish they just weren't such HP sponges. Like, maybe that probably doesn't matter as much for melee, but the fact that I'm limited on spell cast is kind of a problem. You're gonna live with 1 HP like you did last time. We dodged the grab. Alright. Well, let's go see what's on the other side of this fog wall, shall we? Something tells me it might still be a little bit of area, though. Then again, I guess we had that first whole opening section, so maybe not. Didn't I try to open this one already and it was locked? Anything special in here? Looks like they could still try and throw something at me here. Praise the sun, praise the sun, and where are we even going? Try attacking in short leg, huh? Alright, well, let's see what we got. A guardian drag. Oh, good! You know, I think we fought one of you before. Wow, that hits hard. And that hits him hard. Oh, is it because I hit him in the head, but now it's trying to target his body instead? Ow. You don't go back with that, do you? Okay, good. I rolled? I rolled. A little upset about that, but okay. Now, if I wanted the build specifically for this boss, I would do, I would have the Pyromancy Flash Sweat spell, because it increases your fire defense. I'd put on, I believe they call it a Flame Quartz Ring, which also increases fire defense, because it seems like his entire thing is going to be fire, in which case, worst comes to worst, we just end up stacking fire defense, and then, I mean, it worked in the Iron Keep, so I imagine if it worked in the Iron Keep, then it probably works on the dragon. Maybe not as effective, because he's actively attacking me, rather than just taking, passive, burn damage over time, but... Yeah, no, that's always something we could try out if we want to. I'm actually gonna pop a human effigy, because I'm pretty sure that if we actually had the human effigy HP right there, I think we ended up living. We do plenty of damage. Damage is not the problem here. The problem is active dodging. Also keeping auto-lock on the dragon's head to make sure that we're doing the most possible damage. I'm already getting bored of fighting these guys, so we're gonna attempt to run past them. And when I mean attempt to run past them. These dudes are just hilarious with their googly eyes and all that. I'm stuck. Oh no. There's camera angles when they're right on top of you, but it sped up this attempt so much that I will do this every time now. Like, it's not even close. 7, 12, eh? What are you doing? What are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. Okay. Well, whatever it was, thankfully you didn't end up hitting me. Your wings can block my serious. Wow, why did that hit for so much? I guess you got a pretty spiky kill there. But at the same time, yeah, it kind of hit for a lot there, friend. I guess that I should expect that from a dragon, but yeah, same time. Alright, kind of nonsense you trying here. Okay, that spreads around the area. Gotcha. Should be using Soul Spear. Well, I mean Soul Arrow. The reason being is that it just has more range to catch them in the air like this. Yep. This is why we human effigy. That is why we human effigy right there. I don't know what you're doing. That's what I figured you were doing. I just need to make sure I need to make sure that me and you were on the same page there, bud. You're actually alive? Excuse you? Why did I take 2 ticks there? Why did I take 2 ticks there? Okay. Okay, really? Is this how we're gonna play this? Oh my. It's fine. And we still even have the human effigy. We should have killed him. I was using the wrong staff there. I was using the dark staff, which doesn't have as good arcane damage. So had I actually been using this staff right here, it doesn't have that much more damage, but considering that dude probably lived with 1 HP as we saw right there, that probably, as sad as that is, that probably would have made the difference between me actually killing that guy versus me dying right there. I don't know why we ended up taking 2 ticks of his fire right there, of his fire attack thing. Because before, we only took 1, and then I was able to roll out of it, so I don't know what changed in that regard. For mages, so far, this fight is looking really pretty easy. I mean, if I just use Soul Spear and then just recharge Soul Spear and then hit him again with Soul Spear, like, I would imagine he'd go down pretty quick. The melees having to get right up to him in order to be able to hit him, yeah, good luck with that. It's fine. I got stuck on the wall there, and then he did the grab attempt, which, the grab attempt does fix itself sometimes. Like, if you're mid-roll, then sometimes he'll catch you. I want to say it's probably like about a 50% chance that he catches you, which is dumb. And sometimes you can even see the game, like, adjust itself for it, for the grab attack. Where, like, he'll miss you, but then it'll, move your character back into his hands. They'll be like, oh yeah, you actually did get grabbed right there, and you're like, yeah, okay. So we did lose a little max HP there. The human effigy already starting to wear off a little bit. That's fine. I really don't care. We know we can beat this boss. It's just a matter of running through that part successfully, which so far we have what, like a 50% chance. We made it the first time we tried it. Second time, not so much. The problem that happened there was I ended up getting pushed into the wall, and then he did the grab attack, and the googly eye dude was also kind of body blocking me. So ideally, we want to stay on this left side because the 2 googly eye dudes are on the right side. Although, if they want to run it, there we go. Easy jukes. Have fun. Come on. Yeah, you want to. Alright. Snuck through there. Very difficult camera angle. I don't know if you noticed, but yeah, definitely a bit of camera issues there, shall we say. That one hit him for 8. Those two hit him for 829. Oh my. Somebody does not like magic damage, huh? Where are you aiming? Where are you aiming? Thought he might do a swipe attack with the tail. Yep. Out of there. And let's get our free damage in. Make sure we have enough stamina to dodge this next one. Yeah, I mean, that's just a reload fight. I don't know what to tell you. Then why did you die to? Well, you know, sometimes you gotta learn the combos, okay? So, where's the sun? Yeah, a lot of praising the sun here. A lot of praising the sun. Can you blame them, though? I mean, look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous views, baby. What did that actually get us access to, though? If you'd be so kind. Mission button. Okay. Well, you know, probably could have figured that one out myself. Just by looking around before we even just went on this. You wouldn't have me fall out of an elevator to find the next area, would you? No, you locked it off? Okay. There's plenty of times where we have to run off an elevator and jump somewhere to get to hidden areas, so... always gotta be wary of it. Pretty sure this is just a hidden loading screen at this point with how long this elevator ride is. But, okay. Unless it really just is up this high. I don't know. Something about it. I don't actually know how long the stream was going to be. I wanted to start it earlier today, but I don't know. I was just tired, so then I was like, I'll take a little bit of a nap, and then I slept for longer than it intended. So it happens, but you know. Yeah, everybody here is like, bonfire? Hey, where's the bonfire? Bonfire? Like, you know, you want it. I'll take on all of you. Just give me unlimited spells. I'll take on all of you chilling up there. Hey, do you know what's going on here?
Bearer of the curse.
You don't normally come out here.
Long have I awaited one such as you. One who might shatter the shackles of fate. One who can set me free.
Huh?
Bearer of the curse. It was my own manifestation that led you here. The ancient dragon has watched over the world for eons past. Take this.
Aged feather?
Do not resist. The dragon welcomes you.
So many questions here. Aged feather? Am I gonna get taken away by dragons? It wouldn't honestly surprise me. What? It's just a free homeward bone? Can return to the last bonfire rest that can be used repeat. Okay, it's an infinite homeward bone. Glad I saved those. You know, you seem to be like the queen there, that you don't have any more dialogue after like one line, or you two working together. I don't know. You're like, oh, go kill the king for me real quick, you know? And now you're kind of like, oh, I've been waiting this whole time, and now here we are. So these dragons wouldn't try and murder me on the bridge, would they? I mean, it's not like I just killed one or anything, right? You want it. You want it. You want it. No. These guys probably got invaded or something and then ended up dying. Right? Why are there so many deaths right here? Usually when I say that, we usually figure out real quick, so let's dip out for a second. Well, I didn't think I was going to be putting any more points into intelligence, but the magic has me curious, so I guess that's what we're going with.
Bearer of the curse. Until
yeah, that you haven't said anything new for a while now. Thanks for that. I don't suppose you want to up my casting speed as well? Not in the slightest. Okay. Yeah, so we really didn't benefit that much off of it, so I'm holding out hope for this spell here. I knew I must have missed him. Oh, yeah, because we don't have the key for that area, duh. I was like, I knew we were missing a bonfire, but then like 2 of the doors in that area were locked. Which something tells me one of them might be in one of those, one of the mimics. In which case, I still don't know how we would ever unlock it, but... Okay, so this area, we have all the bonfires at this. We have one bonfire in the next area, and then it seems like the areas after that kind of expand out. But this very much so expands out, okay. Bonfires are we missing overall? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, 10, 11. Well, that's Smelter Demons 12. Gonna have to do some cleanup on some of these at some point here. Alright, so we're missing 12. Yikes. Although, the ones that we're majorly missing are 2 right here, in which case once we find the first area, more than likely it'll feed into the second one. This is probably just not having a key, or maybe there's a door that's like, produce the symbol of the king, or whatever, one of those types of doors, in which case maybe that's what that is. Which I imagine that might be what this one is as well. Or it could just be key related. Either way, we've got our levels. Let's go ahead and go back there. Alright, we got a boss within the first hour of the game. Let's go. This stream anyways. Right, I never checked this ladder right here. Oh, is it people rolling off the edge of the map? That'd totally be me. That would totally be me. Yeah, no, I can see that now. I mean, they put this very obvious ladder here. How could I not check this out? They were very much so like, you should look at this. I don't really know. Okay, that's a zip line that would take us all the way over there. Do I actually want to go all the way over there, though? I'm not sure if I do. Like, it seems like it wants us to go. Oh, well, it seems like that might be the way we just have to go. Because there's a way for us to come back here, and then there's other ways to chill around these areas. Huh. Okay. Alright, well. Multiple areas to try, so here it is. Don't kill me on the way over there. Oh, or one of these dudes gonna hit me while I go. I can totally see that happening. Can I drop off early? I was probably supposed to drop off early. I don't know if you can, but I imagine that's how you get that item right there. In which case, oops. But also, how would we know that was there beforehand? So. Wow, that kind of takes you right to the castle, huh? That's too easy, though. There's clearly more items at the same. That's somebody that wants to end my life, dude. So if you are not, yeah, you as well. Get out of here. That's pretty cheesy, but honestly, should I be surprised at that? Probably not. Yeet. Can I drop early? I can drop early. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I see. So, yeah. If that counts as bloodstains over this, I'm sure it counts as this one right here. If that's the case, and that's you using it to try and get items, yeah. You know, I would definitely see how you die here. Now, if magic was good, we should be able to just snipe this guy. Oh, he's petrified. Well, we have a branch for a reason. Of course, don't make him be active when died. It's not like he's gonna do much, if anything, to us, but at the same time, there's a sparkly dude somewhere around here. Wait. Is that really just gonna be the gimmick for this area? Just one-shot characters? That's great. Oh. Shiny boys around here somewhere. I don't know where, but somewhere. Aha! Why? Alright, well now he's probably gonna get away because of that. Or not. Nice. Radiant life kit. Large Titanite shard, twinkly Titanite, and pale stone. Why was that one dude red? Maybe because we already got the item out of that? Is that the thing? Do they still respawn even after you go? That's gotta be like dragon eggs or something, right? And then if I end up breaking them, all these guys are gonna get triggered and kill me. You know, something about that really screams if I break that, somebody's not gonna be happy. Oh, wait, whoa. Got very lucky that didn't actually end up counting. If we can just keep range, if we can keep lock on, it's free loot, baby. Nice. Oh good, another one of you. It's almost like I just fought you like 5 seconds ago. Titanite shard, large Titanite shard, and a Titanite slab. I believe Titanite slabs are for plus 10ing your weapon, if I'm not mistaken. Dragon tooth. Just don't wake up the dragon, forehead. Oh. Yeah, you just keep on sleeping there, bud. Keep on sleeping. Don't even worry about it. I'll even clear these guys out for you. You give me the loot, I clear them out for you. You have a good night's rest. That's how that works, right? Old stone. I do kind of want to kill it, but maybe I should wait until I grab all the items necessary. Just if you would, friend, if you would just hand them over. Very kind of you. Well, wow, we have not aggroed this man. Yep. Yep. That's what happens when you do that. Literally just fought this boss. Oh, so you're just gonna hit me through the walls now. That's how it is. Alright then. It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. I don't know if that was gonna hit me, but considering he's hit us through the wall multiple times now, it wouldn't honestly surprise me. You could have just kept sleeping. You could have just slept. You literally could have just slept. This would have been a problem. You really didn't have to go out like this, friend. But I'll be taking that. Flame Quartz Ring +2. Okay, so now we've got like Supreme Fire Defense if we start throwing those on. Dark Nightstone. There's another shiny dude hanging around here. Another one? I know we lost one because we just didn't kill it. Fair enough. Oh, I forgot I wasn't wearing the cat's ring. Ripped my HP bar. My poor legs. I don't want to break these. If at all possible, this seems like a really bad idea. But oh, is that just acid eggs? Or see, my whole theory was that somebody was gonna get angry and come kill me because I broke this. If it's just ruining my gear, I don't feel as bad. Then I can just nuke it with magic way over. Son of this. I know this is an NPC. Really? I can't even stop NPCs from invading. They're like, yeah, I'm just gonna invade. It's like, oh, okay. It's not like I just like used all my magic fighting like a boss or something. It's fine. Where are you going, bud? Where are you going? Absolutely not. Are you insane? That weapon's cool. The whole, like, two-handed thing about it is cool. But, like, also, absolutely do not get anywhere near me. Nope. Hey, you didn't stagger like you normally do. Not happy about that. Alright. We can just run around the hole and probably spray them. Yeah. The AI and holes, they're not very good about it. It might feel a little cheesy, but at the same time, I'm not like really looking to do PvP right now. We're kind of trying to explore the story here, so if you would be gone, that'd be great. Thanks for wasting my magic. Now to check the other holes in this area. I believe we just came down from this one, right? Or maybe you could fall into this one. And, no, it just seems like the same ways that you would have gone anyways. I thought they might have been a little more special than that. Not so much. Okay. There's a ton of other zip lines. I know we've missed a couple of items already, I'm sure. Like that item right there. Which I imagine you probably only get from the, try jumping? Yeah, no, I think I'm good. Also, once you jump, I think you're kind of just screwed. Unless you use the Age Fire to send yourself back to the bonfire once you get that item. Which, if that's gonna be the case, I want to clear out the area and leave that as like one of the last ones. That way we've got everything, then we reset, and then we just come back and do what we need to do. Whoa, okay. Well, it's a good thing your friend's all body blocked for you, otherwise I 100% would have died right there. Bloody expensive, therefore stay calm. Expensive indeed. And well, now I'm cautious that they're going to be around the corners. You wouldn't spawn more behind me, would you? Oh, they so would spawn more behind me. My magic! Screw the Dark Invader, dude. I have so little as is. Give me Soul Arrow because these dudes are going to be coming across the bridge here soon. What? If that was enemy magic, that would hit. But no. Whatever. We had enough magic to deal with them. It's fine for now. We've still got more Jilton over there waiting to explode on us. Not happy about that. 3 of them, and I have 4 magic. So if I miss any more than 1 shots, they have a chance of actually hitting me. Yeah, okay. I don't know what set that one off, but I'll take it. Why would you be facing that way? I don't know. I don't really care. You're dead. Switch me the Dark Orb, I guess. It's got slightly more uses. Probably should look in front of me before on the sides. Is this back the same way? Do I need to take a, Hey, wait. Again, should probably look in front of me before looking on the sides of the wall that could possibly hold somebody. Somebody's gonna protect you. There's no way that you're being left out in the open like this. Awkward. Oh, you're a cleric, bro. to me, of all people, by a dagger. Like, you should just be ashamed of yourself. Oh, it reset. Oh, right, because I died. And that's how you get the one over here. Except I don't have any damage. I have a dagger. Well, I could use another amber. You know what? We're gonna do that. This is gonna look like a waste. And if you said it was, I wouldn't necessarily disagree with you. What if it one-shots this guy? Which clearly it just does not feel like doing. Oh, something. What a sight, but also I'd rather not. Something tells me I already know what that message would be saying. Can you hit me over here? Alright, well, thanks for answering that. Okay, well, thanks for answering that question. Oh, fire going through the wall, huh? Oh, boy. What is this, old Call of Duty days where you just throw FMJ on a sniper rifle and just snipe people through the wall? Come on, man. I just used my spell restoration too. I hate you. Yeah, we can explore around with this. How many souls is it even for a level now? It's probably about... what we had wasn't even enough for what we actually need. Okay, well, good to see that nothing was really lost out of that, I suppose. Well, if I want to grab some of these other items, I need to go ahead and climb up here. Those shiny dudes definitely are big. I should have used both soul spears in order to make sure that I'd gotten that. That was me being greedy. I was like, okay, maybe I can save one for myself for later. I should have just spammed it with the soul spear because it did flinch him. So that was just greed and deserved. I probably need to use the H bonfire to get back because I don't see any way that I get out of this outside of that. Probably the real reason why they actually gave that item right here, because they made impossible situations where it's either die or use a some form of a bonfire reset. Alright, one item down. We've still got one across the slide here. This is definitely going to take a few attempts. Alright, how early do I got to eat myself here? I mean, you know, good shot and all that. Like, it's not really exactly where I was looking to go. But can we benefit off of this somehow? Oh, this dragon doesn't come back? Let's learn our mistake from the last time, shall we? Alright, well, can't really do much about geography screwing over my spell casting. Titanite chunk, 2020 Titanite, Dark Nightstone, Titanite, Petrified Dragon Bone. What the heck is Petrified Dragon Bone? Is that what it's for the dragon remains or whatever? I saw some signs that it was like touch dragon remains or whatever. It was like, didn't really know exactly how that was gonna work. Well, we got presumably every item over here. That's probably where we came through at some point, where we would have fought the dragon. We ended up, for missing that item, we still came out with more than what we were actually originally intending, so by all means. We know that these guys are chilling over here, so basically just make sure that you have enough stamina and watch your distance, or spam harder. In our case, thankfully we have enough cast speed, finally, to be able to do stuff like that, and enough damage to actually one-shot them with it. Well, we can always come back for those items. probably a lot harder for melee in this area so far, is what I'm thinking, versus the dragons, which is probably what you would expect. That's not to say that we don't get wrecked or nothing. Like, if we ever end up getting hit by the fire, it seems to stagger me into the first one, and then sometimes staggers me into the second one for my immediate death. You're shiny boys in there. Aren't you guys already screeching? I ain't done. I really don't want to keep using spell replenishments to make sure that we actually end up killing these guys, but that's probably the way that it would have to happen. Ah, right, that's why you go up that way. Because that guy up there is a cleric, which would keep healing the dragon, which apparently, for whatever reason, that dragon and that dude's chill enough to where he's healing it, so... Come on now, we know he's right there. I really should just put on the fire quartz ring for this area, so that way I don't get the root out. You're never getting any of the spells off your friend. I'm sorry to tell you, it's just not happening. Why? Oh, because he's dead. Okay. Okay, you know what? Him being dead is a pretty good excuse, honestly. Really? He escaped? Hey, hit him, guys. I will say I like that about Dark Souls 3 better, or maybe it's Bloodborne, where you can actually interrupt that more realistically. Are these just like multiple dragons chilling? I feel like I've already killed this one, but they keep using the same model of the dragon, so it's hard to say. We could kill it again. We could. Or maybe I just never got that item from that spot? Kinda doubt that one. Okay, if this one's not... How did you throw all of these into the ground? It's the most baby curve down possible. Oh my gosh. Dude. Hey, what do you even say to that? Like, it just... Vision tail, vision lore, indeed. Well, we could always reset, but I kind of want to figure out where I actually am at this point. There's an item down there. So he was expecting me to come from this way. They were all expecting me to come from this way. Okay, we've got somebody on the side here, so just chill for a sec. Oh, okay, apparently one had already aggroed. Well, rip to that one. This definitely looks like an area where you would just want to keep resetting and eventually get gathering the resources from those guys over time. Not sitting on anything right on top of you, are you? I hear somebody, I don't see them. Apparently neither does my Ring of Evil Eye +1, so you get more HP back for each hit. I'm not sure if that works on magic or not. If it did, then we could definitely spam to get HP back. Something tells me that's not exactly how that works. So if that other dragon didn't respawn, should I be killing the dragons? Like, would that not just make it easier in consecutive runs? That actually leads me right back to the spawn there. Okay. Okay, yeah, we went all the way around. Well, we could go back to spawn and then try and get that again. We could kill ourselves a... we don't have any soul spear. I was like, we could go kill another dragon, but yeah, no, I don't really have more soul spear usage. Not seeing anything over here that I need to grab. This mechanic's cool, I like this. It's just a different way of traversing the environment, but it feels new. So, take it as you will. So I dropped too early last time, so I need to let it go a little farther here. Perfect, dude. Perfect. Soul Gray here. That's all you gave me? Alright, well, send me back to the bonfire, because we know that I'm not making it back there like this. It saved our souls last time, right? I imagine it does. It's not the dark sigil. Yeah. In which case, how do we want to traverse this again? It's a lot of item collection right now, but I'm... Right. Wait, does it just send me back, or does it create all the enemies again? I mean, it did restore my magic, so why should it restore the enemies, right? Like, am I crazy for thinking that? Just stay at full health, you know, on the off chance I get caught out by one of those guys. Can't blow up if you're already dead, dude. Alright, well, can't hit it with magic if magic doesn't aim down that far. Outplayed. Definitely was here. Movement that wasn't. Wow, you guys are your gear destroyers? Are you kidding me? Whatever. My helmet always breaks. It doesn't have that much. So the eggs are gonna keep it alive. Unless the stagger actually works. Yeah, nope. Okay, so we probably do want to end up killing the dragons. In theory, we dodged that. I don't know if it actually still affected our armor or not, and it just didn't break, or it just didn't outright break like our helmet did, or if we actually dodged that successfully. I mean, we didn't take damage, but they're not doing damage; they're doing armor damage. So you guys out? Getting some pretty decent souls out of this area, but it seems a little more so just because of the amount of enemies more than the actual enemies they're giving us here. Easy. Once we outright fight a dragon, I'm not too worried about the helmet being broken. If they fully intend on breaking all my armor, then I should just live with that and then know that the next time I go back, I just need to repair the armor. In which case, we'll just keep moving on. So unless I walk up to a boss fight or something, we shouldn't really get wrecked. Or if we try and fight a dragon for reasons. Okay, I am so close and you're running straight at me. There's no way you live here. There's no way you live here. There we go. Not so twinkly now, are you? So that area up there is definitely where I would want to fight this guy. Definitely not going to be what happens, but yeah, this guy's already gone. I noticed it too late. Also Dark Orb's range, so... The mage reset? I guess the mage did reset. I'm sure we've gone this way already, but I just need to make sure that I did end up getting it. Walk past somebody, did I? They're making noises as if I had. Yeah, we didn't drop down here originally, we went in there. Said me. Soul Great Warrior. Absolutely not. We're starting to actually pick up on some of those now. Nice. Yeah, this is another back to the bonfire because I don't have any way to get out of it. very decent, conveniently timed item grab right there. My staff is dying. Okay, so it doesn't actually reset. But everything of mine is kind of dying right now in terms of like usage. I'm also running out of spell usage, so we're gonna go ahead and go back. We're gonna go ahead and repair, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw some more levels into intelligence. Maybe and use up some of our consumable souls that we got going on. Also probably check out our actual weaponry to see if we can actually upgrade it at this point. Still no? We need one more chunk there. Because that's going to bring us, what, the +9? But then we already have slab, so we can take it to 10. At this point, I'm just committed to taking it to 10. Like, it's probably... may not actually even be worthwhile to take it to 10, but at this point I'm already committed, so here we are. May as well, if we're gonna do upgrades, let's get all the upgrades done at the same time, shall we? We did pick up quite a hefty amount of souls there, 20k off that one. We'd love to see it. Wow, we just picked up so many levels. We're power farming without having the power farm. It's a beautiful day, really. You know, good old 82k souls. Was that like 5 levels, maybe? At best. 51. I love how, what, 4 levels gets us 3 HP? It's so good. I know it's not our HP stat, but, like, that's just kind of sad. For as much fire defense as we're supposedly supposed to have for as much intelligence as we've invested in, sure doesn't seem to do all that great against dragon fire. And now, looking at it, we could actually use our Crystal Geyser spell. Although, in order to do that, I need to go use the incense. Does incense cost? I don't think using the incense costs you souls. I want to say no on that, but I'm not 100% sure. If it does, then we'll just go back. We'll keep doing what we're doing. Maybe if we have a good enough amount of souls, or we get to one of those points where an item stops us from proceeding, and then we have to go back to the bonfire, then maybe we'll go check that out. You guys really don't die to the soul spear, huh? 51 intelligence, by the way, but still can't kill one of these knights at... Okay, yeah, okay. Well, you know, we might have 51 intelligence. That doesn't necessarily mean all the players are at 51 intelligence. I'm just knocking these guys out of the way. I don't want to kill. I don't want them to kill me while I'm doing the incidences. You're chilling over there. I see you. Get over here. Alright, well now you're dead. It feels good actually doing damage for once. It only... It wasn't on my Estus Flask, so it's consumable for no reason. Finally decided to come visit? Yes, yes indeed. Here's my soul geyser. You simpleton spice. Yes. Yes. What's the simpleton spice? No? Why is that not? Why do you not have a loud amount? Why do I need to do this one at a time? It's fine. It's just annoying. Like, are we going really hard on this spell, not even knowing if it's good, and the fact that it only has one use? Oh, absolutely. I gotta have faith that it actually works, and there we go. We can use it now. As for our skeptic spice, our faith is at 23, huh? So we can actually use sacred oath soon enough here. That takes up 4 slots? That takes up 4 slots. Although I guess it gives you an attack and defense boost to you and everybody around you, so I guess it's probably like really good co-op spell. So that's probably not exactly what I'm looking for. Very magical barrier. That's 28. That's not even that far away, and that would actually give us good defense. Some of these though, these ones. I mean, we could already use these. We just don't have the required chime.
Cheers.
Cheers indeed. I was gonna be lazy and just use the feather, just the spawn back there, but we'll just walk back there. And now we can equip the geyser. And you know what? We're gonna use it on sleeping dragons because that other dragon didn't spawn. I'm going to go off the assumption that once we kill the dragon in the area, it's just gone for good. Which, if that's the case, while it's sleeping, we're gonna use our best spell, which presumably is gonna be the spell. Otherwise, I'm gonna be really upset that I wasted so many resources on it. I mean, just look at it. Just look at it. It homes, it pierces, and then hits repeatedly for additional damage. I mean, it sounds like a magic user's dream right there. Like, they're really trying to sell it to me, and they have. I really hope I didn't just get baited into a spell that I'm gonna hate later on. I've already gone there. I'm trying to think if there's any items I would have missed. If I would have missed any, it would have been by the dragons. I forgot to turn off notification gig. I'll do it in just a second. 1 second. Alright, we're back. Now, that is clearly the way it wants you to go, but there's so much good stuff over here in terms of upgrading our gear that I gotta try it. Also, you guys want to see me kill more dragons, don't you? I mean, that one dragon boss that got thoroughly bodied, which actually probably died faster than the non-canon boss ones out here, I guess, if you want to refer to them like that, then yeah. So we're gonna go kill ourselves a few dragons. We're gonna become Dovahkiin. I'll make sure we clear these guys out. Yeah, forgot that dude was right there. I was too concerned about killing these guys. So rip to that shiny boy. I don't even hear another one. I'm getting too used to hearing the sound now, so it just became like background noise to me. Alright. Soul Geyser. It hit him for 900 damage. Hit him for 900 damage and this man's still living? I rolled too early. Oh, good thing they didn't do that. Yep, everything hurts. Yeah, just go ahead and take 2 Estus. I mean, if these guys never respawn, then realistically, we could just kill them off one at a time, reset one at a time, and reset. And then it'd be much easier to actually grab the item. I wonder if that's an actual grab attack that he tried right there. There's another shiny boy around here. I know there is. I can hear him shining. I have no idea where he is. Petrified something, petrified dragon bones, twinkling time. Again, still have zero idea what the petrified something is. It's on that What's on this? It's very shiny. It sounds like absolutely like right next to me. When I'm standing right over there anyways. Can you get all the way up there? It seems like you can, and then you could drop back down to this dragon. Maybe? Or maybe I'm just hearing it very far away. I don't know, that just some enemies I can hear like very far away, and it makes me think that they're a lot closer than what they are. And then some enemies, like the one dude that smashed the wall and immediately killed me, I couldn't hear him at all, but he was, you know, through a wall, so I guess that makes a little more sense. So Soul Geyser, Soul Speeder, Wombo Combo, that's a lot of damage. Oh, you're running at me? You're too kind, friend. You give me that. I don't know if these guys are actually respawning, which if that's the case, I'm sure everybody just farms this area for the items. Definitely killing off that guy. I do not want to fight a dragon and have him heal said dragon. It just does not sound like a good time to me. Wow. Okay. Looks like I don't have electric defense. He also did stagger at any point while casting that, whereas I like always stagger for trying to do a casting spell that takes out. I would need something to nuke this thing. I mean, Dark Orb has the possibility of doing so. Yeah, unfortunately, the fact is that it's very slow. Oh, come on, man, Dark Orb. You know what? We're going down here. If I had the correct spell, if I had more spells, I could just use them up there. We're doing this. Okay, I was about to roll that. Wow, you. Okay, yeah, I didn't think you were gonna be swinging that quickly on that. We have enough Dark Orb to kill him. It's just whether I have enough patience to actually kill this guy at this point. Oof, he did not like getting shot in the head today. He's gonna try and bite me. That really makes me feel like that's a grab attack, which I hate. Easy kills. Alright, yeah, and you guys are dropping items. These Fire Tempest? Okay, yeah, every dragon that's available is dying right here. That's how this works. Oh, okay. Why am I looking at stones? I can't even use those. I don't know. Fire Tempest, you say? You had me at Pyro. But, where is it? An ancient primal pyromancy, giant pillars of flame erupt near the caster. The fire tempest incinerates all life. What menace was so great as to make it such a fearsome spell necessary? Well, it's not Chaos Storm, I'll tell you that. So, and it even has the same amount of uses. What? Why would... I imagine we somehow just got the best... we got Chaos Storm, like, really early by me going back and grabbing it from the Iron Keep. Because I don't see a way that... Okay, so this is how we get back to the other guy. I don't see how... Firestorm is better than Chaos Storm, which is probably why it's behind it to begin with. Oh, come on. Oh, bitch, come on, gosh. It's not like we don't have infinite attempts to get them, but ideally I would like to get them all at the same time if that's what we're going to end up going for. Not that we're actually using any, like, real resources here. This only goes this way, right? So I need to check out a new way. That sounds right. We have 2 dragons left. I feel like we have at least 1 dragon left. So you can originally swing over here, which allows you to this dragon over there. We ended up killing that dragon. We come over here originally, so the only way it's looking like it's going back over this way. And then we have to work our way all the way around from the looks of it. Yeah, okay, fair enough. You know, for those guys being tougher than the actual Guardian boss dragon, it kind of feels like we're not getting rewarded as much as we should be. I mean, we may as well just reset it. We're right at the bonfire. Like, I could straight up probably fall down here. I'd probably end up dying, but my souls would be right there. But I guess it would ruin the human effigy a little bit. Okay. So we'll go ahead and take that. We're not gonna go back and level up with just this. We've done enough for that for the time being, if I can help it. Alright, so rather than swinging over there, we want to just chill and hang up here. So that's a debate. They're like, yes, use this. And you're like, oh, but what if I want to go somewhere else? So, well, this leaves us back to here, which allows us access to here. Maybe there's other hidden ways where, like, if you fell off earlier, then maybe you fall down into some hidden cave somewhere down here or something. And that leads you to a new area. I can see that. Or, you know, you just walk up here like a normal person, go this way. Yeah, fair enough. I just want to make sure all the dragons are dead. If they're going to be dropping good items, then I need to make sure that all of these are... Yeah, okay. I hope that was worth it for you there. Our spellcasting upgrades on top of our ring that makes us cast spells even faster is actually starting to feel decent now. It took almost the entire game, but it's starting to feel useful. How do we get up there? There was an enemy up there. Have I gotten up there before? Oh yeah, you just went around this way, of course. What am I saying? Oh my. He's gonna get away because the egg blocked it for him, and I had already forgotten where that dude was. No, I saw you. Get out of here. Well, you know what? I looked away at that dude and then... Ow. I do damage. You just screwed over my equipment. Stop it. Get some help. I don't know if I actually have enough stamina now. Don't do me like this. You want it. Okay, good. Got him. Our Star Knight Petrified Dragon Bone. What's Petrified Dragon Bone even do? Maybe there's like a Dragon Covenant or something, and then it'll take your Petrified Dragon Bones and turn them into essentially a soap sign, but for the Covenant? I don't know. Because I've seen soap signs that's like, touch the Dragon Petrified Remains or whatever, and it seemed like it could call people in. I don't know if that's actual help or PvP or something. I imagine it's help because usually they show the people that want to wreck you bread, generally. So our helmet is dead. And we'll deal with that guy when we get there. Something tells me if I attempt to kill him, I will somehow use magic to fall off the edge. Kind of like right now. Literally, these guys have not been a problem since. I don't know why that's being the case now, but it is. Breaking my armor is fine. As long as we end up dodging, it doesn't matter. We're really just looking for dragon kills here. I'm just trying to make sure we got dragon kills, and then we can go back and repair our armor. We can go ahead and hit up do one more baby upgrade, and then actually head into the castle here. I just want to make sure I killed all the dragons, because they seem to be very much so a one and done, which which if that's the case, I want to make sure that I get whatever good items out of them. Yeah. Our helmet and our chest plate are pretty dead. That's not great. Although we killed this one over here. But this guy's guarding some of the dudes over there. Like, if he hits me with that lightning ball, like, it knocked me down, which would definitely guarantee that I don't end up getting what I need. I should not have used solid soul arrows, because now if I'm not in range of those things, then we need a way. Oh, but we have a useless spear, that's right. So just spam him with a soul spear forehead. You're chilling right down here, that's right. And that makes you flinch. That's your killer right there. That's how you deal with them. You just flip them over and all of a sudden they can't do nothing. You only need 45 plus intellect to actually be able to use a spell that could realistically get you kills on those guys. Just doing a little bit of a sweep here just to make sure we actually did end up getting all of them. Which appears to be the case. We've definitely gone down that way before. Did we ever go up? Like, did we actually ever go up into this cave? Why do I feel like no? Okay, so that's the guy we were... No, we did. Okay, if I hit you, are you gonna activate the dude you're going to hit you? I forget if you do. Well, if that's the case, I need to make sure that you go down real quick. Oh, no, I missed it. He's gone. I rolled past Soul Spear because I thought it was Soul Geyser, and then, yeah, I threw that one away. I'll take the L on that one. I accept the L. This guy can be our redemption right here, though. After I deal with you nerds. Early. He broke my ring, which allows me extra spells. I don't know if that takes place, actually. Alright. A redemption arc here, buddy. Thanks for that. Alright, so we know we still have one more in this area. As much as I love the resources on them, I think we've seen enough. It looks like we've actually ended up killing all the dragons here. So. Yeah, what, is that the only one I missed so far that we've seen? In which case, we're fine. We're fine. We're gonna go ahead and bonfire back. We're gonna go ahead and repair all of our armor. And we're gonna run into the castle and see what we can do. Unless we have a fight on this bridge, which could happen. I didn't get to see what that ring said, but something tells me that it might be decent. Has it really been 2 hours already? That's when you know you're having fun with the game, when you're like, it's what time? After you start it? Like, I'm having fun. That's the important thing. I ripped to our souls, but I kind of need these fixed.
I'll be around.
Oh, I'm sure you will be around. We'll take the one level. Yeah, just give me it. Just give it. Our intellect is now where we need it to be for all of our spells. Unless that would have gave me cast speed, then I would have considered putting into that. Our dark damage is starting to get up there with the rest of our damage now that we're starting to get faith up. I could probably even consider putting on a sacred chime at some point with how much we're getting into. All my spells are still here, right? Okay, good. I didn't know if it, because one of the rings allows me an extra slot, or an extra 2 slots, I believe, for spells, but I didn't know if the ring broke while you're out adventuring if it would still work or if it would take the spell away, which it looks like we're okay here. Switch back to my Estus here because I was rolling through those while I was trying to get that done. Right. Just climb up, zoom on over, and get inside the castle. Something tells me so far Dark Souls 2 might actually have taken longer than Dark Souls 3. Maybe. But also, I've played Dark Souls 3 once before. Once before we actually did it. Does that mean I remember everything in it? Like every boss and stuff? At least better than this one, since I've never... Okay. Oh no, is this how we're gonna do it? Well, let's... Don't have a dragon come running across here and knock me off the edge. I can so see that. Pretty sure this is just a test of if you end up running, then you'll... Or this might be scripted. Which is looking like it's going to be the case here. This is why we spent everything beforehand. That right there is exactly why we did everything. Am I supposed to do something beforehand? Like, you're, like, not a fan of me, but also I'm pretty sure I killed all the dragons. So I'm not... Is that not the only way to get in? We'll try it again. If that same way plays out, then, yeah, I'm not sure how we go about that area. Like, I don't know if there's a special trick or something to it, or what. This area is actually not as big as I thought it would be. Like, don't get me wrong, it was still enough to house, what, 34 dragons or something like that? I don't know, it seems ever so slightly big. As for this part, I mean, I don't see anywhere else that leads to it, so it seems like we have to do this, and I just messed it up somehow. Am I supposed to be watching the dragons or something? Like, am I only able to move if they're chill? Am I supposed to be running across? Is this a time-gated thing? Like, there's so many questions that I don't have answers to. Was I supposed to attack the dragon to stop it from, messing up the bridge here? We've seen this before. And we know we can just brace the bridge and then I'm just screwed. Am I supposed to be able to hang on to something? Am I supposed to... What am I'm missing... Clearly I'm missing something here, but what am I missing? I don't know. Am I supposed to have something on me that would, did a dragon drop something for me that I need to have on hand so that way these guys just chill? Trying to think of, like, what I would possibly have on me that would do something for me in this situation. Blend into the environment. Use to transform into something to blend in. Use a talisman to hide from invaders. Only provides the most superficial coverage, but sometimes that's enough to be a trick. I don't think that would affect how this is going right now, but I'm honestly kind of interested in trying it. What else can I do? Is it this one that allows you multiple people? By the number of knuckles, it couldn't have been human, but perhaps some questions were max. Yeah, that's the one that allows you to play this one. Okay. What is this? Crushed eye orb? Invade the world of a traitor? I believe that's the first time we ever actually picked that one up, and I don't even know where we got it from at that. Scale to offer to the dragon. What does that mean? What does that even mean? A scale from the body of an ancient dragon, offered to the dragon to bring your own flesh closer to that of the eternal ancient dragon. Touching an ancient dragon scale gives one a glimpse into the abyss. Believers in the dragon will rise above this petty corporeal existence. Oh, is that just like how you turn into a dragon or something at some point? or like half dragon. I believe that was the thing in Dark Souls 3. I don't really remember if I ended up ever actually using it. Right, so we've done that twice, and that hasn't ended well, but I don't know what they would want from me there. Like, I'm confused. Like, do I need to be looking around me? Like, is there some sort of subtle glue around me? Am I supposed to be running through that area? I mean, we've been walking that entire time. Maybe we're not supposed to be walking. Maybe we're supposed to be just, like, gunning it. I don't even know if we can run over there. Screw you. It weren't even a problem before. Ah, whatever. Screw the helmet. I'll fix it later. Alright, so we're gonna try running on through here. By running, I mean my dude could not possibly go slower. Roll, roll, roll! Okay, I guess rolling is the way to go in that, because that makes sense. Yeah, okay. Oh, hate me if you want, but I'm gonna go fix my helmet, because I already get one shot as is, so I can't just throw away any defense that I can afford myself right now. Facekeeper over here is face palming like this dude's back again already? Yes! Yes, because people insist on screwing over my armor. That's why we're here.
I'll be around.
I think that's like the real con of this armor is that it gives you like good protections and it's like decently light, but it breaks very easily, as you can see there. Alright, so we've got everything in these last two, so our next areas are kind of big here. We can keep it going a little longer. We can keep it going a little longer. I don't know. I was tired earlier today. We slept a little bit. Certainly got a little bit better, but I know, still kind of tired. So, we'll see how this goes. So a bunch of bloodstains over here. I'm starting to see why. Right, I don't think I can fight both of you at the same time. Something about this don't seem like it's gonna turn out well for me. Of course. Let me guess, you're coming up from that way as well, so then all those guys. You know what? You know what? For the first time ever. Yes. Now, the enemies, in theory, will be reacting to this guy. So, yeah. I don't know where it spawns this dude. So... You know what? Let's get ridiculous here. There we go. Turtle strats, baby. Everybody's trying to kill him in theory now, so he's gonna clear out enemies for me. And I'm just a pod. And who would ever hit a pod? Turtle strats, baby. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I consider just throwing myself off the bridge just so that way we could actually get back to doing stuff faster. But it's so troll that I have to try. He doesn't know. You seem to know, Fred. Ah, well, you know, I had to try it. You know what? It was a fun death, at the very least. It was a fun death. The unfortunate thing is that it turned me into a base there. The problem with that being there was not multiple base there. Like if there was two base right here or whatever, might have been doable. But unfortunately there wasn't enough here. You know what? We're making progress right now. So let's do this. Screw everybody invading, because I want to make progress without getting invaded. We'll hit up a human effigy to get our max HP back. And let's make it like a real attempt going into this area. And that can backfire, especially with these two guys right here. I still don't know how I'm gonna end up dealing with these guys. Excuse me. I can see you. Okay, well, if I can pull you, that's fine. Sorry. I don't know, something got stuck in my throat. Okay, when that happens. You ever joke on your own spit? That's probably what that was. What? What? Okay. I mean, I know I started this one, but, like, also, why was he just chilling right there? Everything hurts. This is not what you want to see. I don't know if I can go on the bridge without realistically killing myself. Well, we could try Soul Geyser on them. It'll be interesting. But I've got the time to cast it right now, in theory. Not as good as damage as I realistically would have needed here, friend. But alright. Oh, he could care less about staggered. This is not what you want to see. I did bring this upon myself, so I really can't get mad. At the same time, they also aggroed onto me earlier, so... Not again. Okay, the other one's chilling. Oh, this guy's staggered. He done for. Alright. 2,200 souls? Oh, baby. He gave half as much as a dragon. Half as much? Why even fight the dragons then? Outside of them actually giving us good items, so you know there's that reason. We take those. You would hide not over here, wouldn't you? How many do we have? I don't want to get you baited into using one of these again, but I have to know. My curiosity says that I need to do this. Well. Curiosity rewarded for once. Let's go. It's better we go, because, like, I only have one more of those. A whole judgment set of gear, which certainly seems like we're getting later into the game here, so I imagine that's probably good. Probably should check that out at some point. A lot of death over here. Just, I don't know, is that just me? Maybe they're trying to run away from me. You don't look like a mimic. Yeah. Maybe opening the chest triggers, or they really tried to just grab this instead. We're getting so much of these extra bonfire things. I guess they're trying to make it so you can have just like one really good farm area, maybe. Whoa, hey, whoa. Whoa, hey, whoa, what the heck? Chill. Okay, we know your leash range now, so it's all down here. It's all downhill for you, friend. This is him blocking the damage, by the way. I don't know if you see him blocking it. Oh yeah, we were still doing that much damage even with him blocking it, so something tells me he might have been weak to dark. I'd rather not. Like, can I just fight one of you at a time? Like, what about just one? And I can't even lock onto you because it doesn't consider you as an actual target. Always takes a minute to set this up, but once we have it up, I can pull one instead of, in theory, pull one instead of two. Okay, well, you know. Just keep using elevation to your advantage. They have no idea how to deal with it, apparently. Oh, jeez. Ah, it hurts. It hurts. That's gonna suck. The vortex takes forever to use to. Nope. Just keep running around. Smile and leave, boys. Smile and leave. It even stopped at half my magic usage. Okay, you could not have cared less. I'm dead. Why would I do that? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? I'm dumb. I don't know if these dudes would have aggroed if I had just... Maybe I could have left them alone. I highly doubt it. They seem to be rather insistent on killing me. So I was like, well, if that's going to be the case, why not strike first? But then it's like, oh, you have zero physical defense. That's... Although, surprisingly, we tanked those a lot better than I thought we would have. I mean, if we have it and we get a free kill, why not use it? Like, he's just dead. It's just that easy. Disable that move, man. It's so bad. It does nothing. It does nothing. We can just oh my. We can just aggro one at a time. It's fine. It's when we don't aggro one at a time when it starts becoming a problem. Oh, that had to do damage. Oh yeah, that dude done for. It finally feels good to have spells that do damage. I mean, Dark Lord's been some pretty, like, above average damage, but those are death moves right there. There's still one more chilling around here. Great Cooper's. Unless he was hiding in there, in which case, no, I think we're good. Alright, point. Maybe because the other one saw me somehow. Like, if I had sniped this dude from all the way over here. Oh, alright, well. I have no good spells left for him. No massive good spells, I should say. Let's not get crazy. I mean, that still did decent damage, so let's give it some credit. Oh, come on. Okay, sometimes you flinch from that, sometimes you just don't care. Could you make up your mind so that way I know which one you feel like doing? That would make my life a lot easier. If I knew he wasn't going to flinch there, I wouldn't have casted it, would have just kept running around until we had the opportunity to do so again. Yeah. Alright, so this is happening again. Come on. I feel like we have enough spell restoration spells so that doing stuff like this is okay. Ooh, you actually dropped something off that too. See it? Where's the other one? Is the other one chilling in there? No, he was chilling up there. What? Why did you get aggroed by me hitting this dude from the stairway? That makes no sense. Oh, come on, man. Still don't know why you guys get so triggered about this, but okay. Oh, here's a soul. I just, I was doing damage, and then these guys decided I'm just gonna have an HP bar of a boss, and then, like all of a sudden that damage don't seem all that high now anymore, does it? Man, at least our souls are never too far from this one. Let's just not trigger it. Let's just not trigger it, shall we? This guy probably still has to go, though. Something tells me he wouldn't exactly just leave me alone. That dude just bowed. Like, straight up just bowed over there. Which makes me think that he's probably aggro now. Or maybe they're like, oh, you killed the big dude, so it's all good, right? So I guess as long as we kill the big guy, they're fine with this? You know, something. Or is that supposed to be like them respected the 1v1? Is that what the Tao is supposed to be then? Because if that's the case, that's fine. Because these guys are going to lose 100% of the time, 50% of the time. Hey, how you guys doing? I had 2K souls to deal with you guys. Nah, I'm good, fam. I'm not trying to do anything to you. Calm down. Calm down. I killed the big boy. That means you listen to me now. That's how this works. Gotcha. Okay, I just need to figure out the mechanic. It's just that easy. Now we don't have to deal with those guys anymore. Not exactly sure if I wanted to go up here just yet. The fact that there's 20 million messages about this, I don't really... He wouldn't put a mimic in between all these enemies. No. He already would have been trying to do the face after that. Yes. Okay. So there's another way of going down there before we go over here. So let's go ahead and check that out. We'll check all of downstairs first, and then we'll work our way up. In theory, we'll catch everything we need to. That almost seems like just a better way to go than original. I highly doubt it, yeah. We already got our illusion wall out of the farmer's stone, so why would it happen? Okay, so that actually leads us to a different area, or it just comes to the same area but in a different way. Maybe we could have nuked this dude from over there, so then we wouldn't have to deal with it. Yep, definitely don't lock on to the dude. That would be good at all. Okay, well, rip my HP bar. Yeah, sure, drink 3 S's for that. Yeah, okay. Oh, you're on the blocking magic? Oh no, we don't play these games. We spam until you're dead, friend. Oh, you tried so hard. If only I was a melee class. I killed the commander. Calm down. Chill. Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now. You got that? You calm down. Got it? Alright. That's... Where are we going here? Where are we dropping, boys? You want to do me like this, right? Ah, okay, good. Titanite slab. Yes. Yes. So we can actually max out stuff that takes Titanite here. Okay, how's it going? Everybody just relax. Just calm down. Everything's under control. These guys are extremely weak to magic, huh? Or do we just really hit that hard, man? Something tells me they're probably just extremely weak to maybe dark magic or just magic. But yeah, you kinda did, and you're also out of my way now, so thanks for that. Hey, how's it going, friend? Help me and then friend. I like this AI. I do. I like the idea of it. Is it just because I'm not getting murdered? Well, that certainly helps, but also... Oh, I'm kind of locked into this position now, huh? I want to check everything else out there first before we go. So hopefully this doesn't respawn the enemies, and if it doesn't, then we just kill them again. Or I guess we can even reset the bonfire right there. Still not 100% sure how this one ends up working out. Okay, it did respawn. In which case, let me go ahead and get my magic back. I don't want to run out of magic while fighting these guys. That sounds like a recipe for disaster, so let's go ahead and just nod, shall we? Again, we have consumables, but at the same time, we also used a decent amount of Estus in there as well from that one fight. And 3 Estus all at the same time, which was absolutely not the intention there, but it happens. Sometimes he doesn't want to drink at all. Sometimes he's like really thirsty and wants to drink all of them. It happens. I liked it better when you were trying to guard the damage. You know, like, it really made better for my HP bar. But alright. Oh, what did you drop here? Drakekeeper armor. It's there, they definitely favored melee builds in here. I mean, let's like, there's so many more armor sets, there's so many more weapons, or just melee in general. You guys chill? You guys chill. We all good here? Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Try jumping. That's just so, oh. Yeah, I see you now. I see it. Turns out if you use your eyes a little bit, it helps. Not very good at it, but you know, sometimes they work. Drakekeeper great axe, Drakekeeper's great cheat. Never gonna be able to use either of those. The whole 3 strength stat, yeah, it just I can barely hold this dagger, you know, just my poor weak hands, they just can't help it. I liked it better when you stagger. By the way, just, you know, the whole stack of why I guess, you know, you could just do that. I guess you'd probably die faster by not blocking it, so you know what, maybe. We didn't go this way originally. We went down before, did we not? We went down the other way. Am I mistaken? No, we definitely went down this way. I just didn't go over the bridge this time. That's right. Oh, wait, maybe I'll check the door. Maybe it says it's locked and that's why we have to go around the other way. Oh, yeah, well, I guess we'll check this way first. The other way seems like it might lead to something better, so definitely gonna... Yeah, the other way looks more like potential deeds for extra items, something like that. I will say for, like, exploration-wise, they do actually reward you very well for actually exploring the land, which not all games do. So, definitely some props to them for having that done. Because sometimes the game's like, oh, explore all of this, and you're like, really? What do I get out of it? Some cool spells, some cool swords, some gear that I wouldn't have gotten throughout the rest of the game if I didn't go over to it. And then some games are like, you get nothing. You get the fun of exploring, and you're like, well, that's great, but also, I got staggered right there. I got staggered off the hammer hit. And it just guaranteed the second one. I just played that stupidly. Realistically, we should never die there. We can abuse that easily, so really, that's just me being dumb. It happens. Probably don't even need to kill you guys at this point, but I'll take it. We can also speedrun our way over there instead of going the other way. Something tells me we'll probably end up going the other way at some point, but until then... Straight up, the dudes in the gold armor are harder than these guys. And the gold armor bros are much harder. There's also multiple of them, so that really helps. I've got magic for days, friend. I've got 50 plus intellect. You're not messing with no apprentice mage here. First we gotta deal with this dude again real quick. One day, dark magic, you'll have range. One day. Maybe with affinity. And then it'll be beautiful. I wasn't entirely sure if that last one was going to kill him, so I was like, oh, this could go bad. I like how the enemy actually reacts when you get close to them. Instead of just being like, oh, good, we're friends now. They're like, God, we respect you enough not to attack you, but if you try and attack us still, then we're still going to try and kill you. It's fair, right? Respect. Much respect to the NPCs out here. The fact that you hit me through the walls last time is kind of hard garbage, but you know, at this point, considering all the dragons were doing it to me, what did I expect, right? Tried to bash me? Respect? Hey, that's my boy. If I gesture at them, will they gesture back? They seem like they might actually be smart enough to do that. What would I want to do? Obviously mock this guy. Ah, well, you know, just sucks to be not the main character, you know what I'm saying? Alright, what do you open for us? What way is special that we came all this way to get? We'll definitely go back and check out the other way at some point. Third dragon ring, huh? Dragon Fang. Wow. Now that sounds like an NPC, which also kind of sucks because that means I'm an NPC. I don't know where he even spawned at, but if he spawns at the bottom of the stairs, we might have something going here. Because I can keep abusing the stairway. If he spawns at the top of the stairs, that's a little more problematic. Something tells me he might actually be waiting for me somewhere, which is not what you want to see. This area seems to be very sheltered from the other side. Okay. Oh, what's wrong, friend? You don't like dark magic? Ah, it'd be a shame if I still had another 15 casts of dark magic, huh? Oh, no. Hey, you're following me, friend. You're following me here. I'm not following you. You're the one that murdered me. Yep, it's just that easy. Yep. You can always tell when it's an NPC in this one versus a real person there. Nobody's ever going to allow you to spam them that much with magic. Nobody. Petrified egg. What does that even mean? There's so many petrified items. I just don't know what they all mean, man. We got petrified somethings. We got petrified eggs. Like, what? Petrified something. Is it a petrified egg that got cracked at some point? Is that what it is? Making sure I didn't actually skip through it here. Is it a key item? There's no way it's a key item, right? No. There's no... That's just dumb. I should not even inject it. Yeah. Okay. That's all bows. It's weaponry. Petrified, what does it mean? What does it mean? Did I really, like, am I blind? Like, we picked it up. I believe we picked it up. There it is, petrified egg. An unidentified petrified egg. Large petrified egg surely bears no life. Eggs are the vessels that harbor life itself and symbolizes the deepest secrets of existence. But was a petrified egg harbor? Good question. It doesn't even let me use it. So it's I can't use branches on these, can I? Can I? It doesn't seem like it, but... No, this is a metal one. They must have just got killed by the Dark Invader. I forgot we also had invade protection, so of course it was petrified. So much petrification, dude. There clearly has to be something here. Okay, so this was never a way that we could have actually gone to the right area. Okay, good. Just something good to know. So we actually went the right way in terms of items. Nice. I definitely saw this chest here. Oh yeah, 100%. I definitely didn't just get lucky that it didn't go off that way. And definitely, I forgot. There's a chest there. No, not at all. Crystal magic weapon. We also got a fragrant branch, which makes me think that we're supposed to get rid of petrification here. Crystal magic weapon. And it's this one. Yes. Crystal magic's OP, if I remember correctly. Beam's weapon, on the other hand, crystal magic more powerful than standard magic reinforcement. The utilization of crystals that enhance soul power is an ancient form of magical reinforcement. Yeah, I just remember crystal spells being OP in Dark Souls 3, so something tells me that that's probably a very good spell. Rips of the magic that we're not going to get back, that we could have saved if we had just ran up here, but we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. We haven't even used the essence yet. That's a lot of friends. Wait, hold on a minute. That's a lot of friends up there. I don't know about this one. Just trying to make sure that there's nothing back here that I'm not missing, because I've already almost missed multiple things here. Alright, all of you guys are bowing down, so my real challenger is sitting up here then. You're the chosen one. I just killed myself? Why would you do that? Why would... Why would you do that? Oh, jeez. Why? Oh, you hit me once? I didn't even run far enough away? Let me heal right in front of me. Surely want to attack and kill. Gosh. Ah, jeez. How tanky? You guys really aren't that tanky, the magic. I don't think I necessarily need to be using Soul Spear. Alright, well, rip 45k souls. Although at this point, that's probably like 3 levels, which, oh no, 3 levels. As if we really need them at this point. We kind of destroyed the dragon, and we're kind of destroying the enemies in this area. Although they could just be really weak to magic, and we're just getting lucky in that fact. I'm saying that is a thing. We could also be playing like way smarter than we are, and then stop and do exactly what we're doing here, which is taking damage for no reason. He even backs up right here. There's actually no reason I should have died to this guy. Really? Now we're gonna play the defense game. Come on. Come on. I don't know if I don't kill him and just like try and run past him, if these guys would, that's fine. I don't know if I just tried to run past these guys at this point, if they would kill me for not actually fighting that guy. Be like, oh, you didn't do the 1v1, therefore everybody has to come kill you now. Something tells me that might be the case, which is why I'm killing this guy. I really want to say, you know what, screw it, just use the soul spears and then just make sure we can keep this going. You know, for that being piercing, it sure didn't seem like it pierced as much as it probably should. I'm guessing they mean it just goes through the enemy more so than I mean, I guess it did go through the shield, but I would expect it to do a little more damage for, I don't know, true piercing, I guess you'd call it. My dude's getting a front row seat to the action right here. Alright, we only need to kill one more guy and then we're right back where we were, so I don't feel bad. Maybe I should. I don't know. If I played this game a little more seriously, I would definitely die a lot less. But I also probably want to have a lot of fun, like playing with the blue magic and... Wow. Okay, I expected him to back off at some point there, but or you know, maybe run out of stamina. Then again, when they actually do start blocking attacks, they do block quite a bit. Fine. There's all these magic spells that are like, oh, you can reinforce your weapons, or you can reinforce your shields and stuff, and then I'm over here sitting with 3 strength, like, yeah, let me get right on that. Probably don't even need to waste the 4th that soul spear on that guy. Could probably just get away with regular magic. Alright, let's just not be dumb, and, yeah. Taking it ever so slightly more serious intensifies. Not crazy though, not like Boston play. Turns out my human effigy is already worn off. Sick. Great. I don't know how to do. Oh, oh, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, I just did, it's been too long, I just don't, like, you know, I just, no. I don't even know how to drop items, actually. You know what? Here, please. What? Here. Yeah, so this is the first time this has happened in our Soul series. There's so many human effigies. It's so good. So good. +5 sword? My friend, +10? Oh, jeez. Well, somebody has probably played this game a little too long. I mean, I know. Like, I'm sorry, friend. I just, like, you know, I know buttons are hard here. You know, man, I don't know if this is boring to watch or not, but, oh, alright, well, we got items out of it. Did I just lose all of my radiant stuff because I was trying to give it to him? No, okay. Why are these set here, then? Oh, is it pyromancy? It might have been, I forget what it's called. Warmth, I believe? Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure I can look at that real quick. Just to see what magic that could have been, if it even was magic. Might have just been a regular drop. I think it's this one right here. Warmth. Yeah. Alright, well, that's the first time that we profited that much by an invade. It's also kind of a cruel joke in the fact that all of those were swords and everything that isn't magic, and I have 3 strength. So as much as a nice of a gesture it was, I literally can't use anything that he just dropped to me. But I also kind of want to check it out because it seemed like he had quite a lot of good stuff. Like, quite a lot of, like, very upgraded stuff. Puzzling stone swords. When swung, its segments separate, and the sword strikes in a whipping lash. Crafted with the rare magnetic stone of remarkable strength found only within the caves of the gun. That's cool. I was gonna say, did he drop a Moonlight Greatsword? I was like, no way. Drangleic sword +5, not bad, not bad. Alright, Greatsword +10. That's pretty insane to just be dropping those. Although he's probably on like new game plus like 20 at this point. I don't know how many people actually play this game, but something tells me if he's willing to drop weapons like this that he probably has played through this game many of times. Ice Rapier. Imbued with magic that's released with a strong attack? Nice. Interesting. I don't think we're to that point yet, but I can appreciate the drops. Was it a straight up dragon suit? Oh yeah, no, I think I've even played around with the dragon suit before. Our silver Spirit's dead. Wow. Hey, yeah, just, you know, I guess that happened. Am I probably going to use any of those weapons? Realistically not, just off of stats alone, but also I don't want to cheapen the experience of doing what we've already done and just having somebody randomly drop items to me. Like, that doesn't feel right. Alright, so we know it's this dude chilling up here. Let's just not be dumb and take damage for this, shall we? I mean, if he wants to stay all the way over there, please do. Now watch out for those. You do not stagger enough for that to be happening. Okay. We found your leash. Sure seems to be shrugging that off decently. This must be the weapon that people use sometimes. I don't know what's going on here at this point. I think the AI is just as confused as I am. I got very lucky that he actually flinched off that last one, otherwise he definitely could have laid into me there. That was the latest roll ever. Okay. That wouldn't have killed. It would have hurt, but it wouldn't have killed. Oh, I don't even get your weapon. You probably have to fight that guy like a ton of times for it to actually drop. Just everyone bow down. I am the captain now. I'm the captain of this ship. I mean, yeah. Everybody stand at attention and just chill. Another one? Or you chill, or are we fighting? Do I get to talk to you? No, okay. I guess maybe if I still tried to run away from him, then I would have had to deal with all of these guys. That would have been a pain. You look like somebody I talk to rather than actually fight. Is that the case? Oh, okay. What, they just forget the voice actor? Or what? Ew, you do this very, like breathing in. Well, it is voice acted, but it's very weird. Into the fog and hope of answers. Ashen Mist Heart. Well then, we do indeed have a key. Beautiful. Manifestation of Ashen Mist received from the Ancient Dragon. The magic of the Ancient Dragon allows one to delve deep into the memories of the Withered. Thanks? How do I use this, though? Fred, my main man, you're just dropping keys off to me, but I don't think have we even seen a single locked door in this area? Like, legitimately, have we even seen a locked door in this? There's gotta be some way you can actually fight this guy, right? Like, if I punched him in the face right now, like, would I fight him? And something tells me that all of these bloodstains here would suggest that, but I guess there was also only one bonfire here, so maybe this actually is it. Maybe that last dude was. What's up? I'm already drained on magic as is. I don't know. If we actually could fight him, maybe we'll save him before the final boss. Because I don't know how hard he is. I've got to imagine that if you're fighting him, yeah, he's very massive. Like, they clearly want you to fight this dude at some point. And from the looks of it. Or they're giving you the opportunity to, because look how massive of an area it is. And this is also a whole bunch of bloodstains from people presumably fighting the thing. You know what? We'll keep you on the back burner, friend. You've already given us an item. We really don't need to, you know, kill you. We're just with everybody saying, like, one line in this game, and then they're just like, oh, couldn't possibly speak more. The dragon has chosen me, friends. He's chosen me. I don't know for what at all, but he's chosen me for something. Am I supposed to take this back to the king and use it on him somehow? Because it said, like, delve into the memories of the wither. Which I imagine would mean, like, you use it on the king and then, like, figure out how he's become, like, cursed. Maybe I'm reading too deep into that. It really does feel like we've gotten everything from this point. Like, where else would I go? And there was only one bonfire, unless we go into an entire new area somehow. Unless I was supposed to maybe, like, drop off at the end of the... or, like, drop off behind the dragon? I don't know if that's the thing. I could have... Why did I not just, why did I not just age feather back instead of running all the way back? Good question. I don't know the answer. But, we did it. Hooray! That gives us all of this. We're still missing, apparently. Oh, right, because we didn't have the key. Maybe we have the key now? Is that the thing? There's still so many areas to go through. There's still so much. It's beautiful. Well, I guess we should probably go back to the queen, huh? Maybe. I mean, she's the last one that really gave us, like, any form of a task. Alright, well, let's go back to the queen. I don't exactly remember where she is, but we can figure that one out. Yeah, let's go back to the queen. Maybe she'll actually talk to us now that we've met with the king. I have no idea where this key item goes to. I don't know. If I was supposed to read through his puzzling message is there, then he's got me. I have no idea what he wanted to have. Is it just a straight shot to the queen? Right here? Oh yeah, you're like right here. Who are you? What and who are you on the side of these?
Brave undead. What did that dragon tell you?
Oh, was I not supposed to meet with the dragon before you?
That thing is a prop. A false deity. Don't be fooled, my undead.
You wanted me to kill the king, and the dragon was chill, so, like, I don't know if I should be trusting you more than him. At least he, didn't kill me.
Seek the forest, you, where those wretched giants slumber.
All the way back there? Is she talking about the area that I'm thinking? I mean, there's one area where there's a ton of giants where they're all, like, dead, aka, like, sleeping as they turn into those trees or whatever that we could interact with. I don't know if that's where she's talking about.
The forest, you.
I don't even... Can you guys stop being so cryptic? There's plenty of areas where there's giants. Like, come on, man. Well, I guess we're back on the road again for trying to figure out where we go next, dude. Dude, this is... Are you telling me I need to go back into this area? This area fed where? Not any of this. We've got all of this covered. Although I should actually go check out the boss soul, see if we got anything new out of that. Did we get a soul off that dragon? The original dragon? We did, right? Because it actually counted him as the guardian dragon or whatever versus the other ones.
Souls, if you bigger.
Okay. Let's see. Anything. Is it an actual spell for once? No. What? Did we not get a soul of the dragon? Like, am I lit? Did I miss that? Unless somebody else takes it? Ah. Are there any spells I want from you? Not? Well, great lightning spear, actually, maybe. There's a lot of faith. Man, maybe we never reach that faith. Sunlight Blade is interesting. I believe I already have Sunlight Blade, though, so I could stack it, so I could get multiple uses of it, but I also don't have that much faith. Like, it's pretty massive faith requirement here. I'm gonna take it just to have it as a spell to remember it.
Feel.
Alright. So, our latest bonfire... the first one that we're missing now is all the way back here. I just have no idea in this area. Like, actually no idea at all. Is this? Alright, so if we're thinking about this, if we assume this bonfire has to be before this one, which it is because it's at, like, the bottom of the area, then this is essentially right before the boss. Like, we have maybe, like, 2 rooms before the boss. So if that's the case, where the heck is this other third bonfire? It would have to be in the next 2 areas or so. But I've been looking. I can't find it. So leave that for now. Smelter Demon, I still don't have physical defense to fight this dude. Between Flash Sweat and our Flame Quartz rings, I probably have enough protection from fire to make that not as much of an issue, in which case it would still be physical damage where he's still two-shotting me because my HP stats still garbage. So there's that. We picked up rings and stuff, didn't we? We picked up like a ton of new rings, I thought. Yeah, they're dragon ring. It's HP, stamina, and maximum load. Grants the bear the protection of dragons. Increases HP, stamina, maximum, but is easily broken. Okay, so it's basically our helmet, in the fact that it'll probably break like instantly. But while you have the bonuses, extra HP, stamina, and you can carry more. So it's just straight up better than this one, as far as I'm aware. Based on reading that. Flame Quartz ring +2, so this should be some like major fire defense. And we just straight up skipped over Dark Quartz ring +1. We just skipped straight to +2, which I don't feel bad about at all. Reduction of poise, boost HP when it's low. I don't think that'll ever become viable for us. Increase the spell uses, but at the cost of HP, never. I don't have an HP to be thrown around like that. Reduce damage taken from behind. Seen that one. King's Ring. Probably have to use that at some point, and then these should be all the Covenant ones. Yes. Okay. Alright, where do we go from here? If we don't find like a new place soon, maybe we'll just, I would say cut this stream early, but we're already at 3 hours. Which is like a pretty, I don't know. What do you guys think is like a normal amount of stream time? I imagine 8 hour stream is probably maybe not the most normal. At least Not for people that don't get paid to stream that long, in which case, you know, that's probably written in their contracts or whatever, you know. Or, well, they probably just have a stream X amount of hours or something like that within the month, I'm sure. Or maybe viewer count quota, I don't know. It's stuff that I kind of look into, but until the channel grows more, I'm not too worried about it, but I do have it written down in my notes. Right, so that's Smelter Demon. This, I have no idea. Apparently we're missing a bonfire here. I have no idea what that's about. Unless she's talking about this area, but the area that I think she would be talking about is this area right here, because she was talking about where the giant slipped or whatever. Which, when we opened this door right here, the place unbeknownst, it opened us to the Shaded Woods. The Shaded Woods allowed us to go to the Drangleic Castle. And then eventually through the castle, we went down here, which apparently we're missing a bonfire, there's a door down here. There's a door down here. I remember it. There was a key that you needed for it, but I never found it as far as I'm aware, so something tells me that it's in a different area that we maybe not have gone to so far. Or maybe that's what the dragon just gave us, I don't know. And then, apparently we're missing a bonfire here. Did we do everything here? Did we do everything? No, because there's another area that's locked here behind keys. More keys. I must be blind or something. I don't know. And then this has only the one bonfire. This has dragon. And then we've got... And this is like an entire new area. I thought this would have fed into here. Like, I thought this was going to feed into this one, which it did. And then I thought this one was going to feed into this one. But that didn't exactly happen. So now we're back at, we're back to the beginning here. Back to the basics. Where's an area that we haven't realistically looked through all the way? We went every way in this way, though, because there was the fog area. There was off to the left that originally led us towards the Drangleic Castle, and then there's the middle, which brought us here. Is that correct? That's right. In which case, this is probably behind the locked doors, which I don't even know if I have the key. In which case, I would have to go back. Oh, gosh. I thought the queen was going to help us out a little more than what she did here, but she kind of just gave me more questions than answers. Right, so where would I feed back? I guess this is a potential area right here. Smelter Demon, I'm pretty sure is just you kill him, and then you eventually make your way back towards the actual boss we did. I believe he's optional. Like, he didn't stop our progress as of so far, so why would he stop it now, right? That's the only boss that I really think that we're leaving behind, besides maybe the huge dragon dude right there. And maybe if we kill him, then maybe the queen will be oh so happy of us for doing that for her. But yeah, killing a big dragon dude like that, probably something we should probably wait on. He also seems like he has a lot of lore in the fact that he gave us what seems to be a actual key story item. So I don't know if he gives more. So I don't necessarily want to kill him until we can figure out if that was just like his thing and he's done now or what. You know what? I think we can end it right there. I never really intended this one to be a longer stream to begin with because it was already later as is, and as we know, I work on the weekends. For now, at least. Until I can find a better job. If anybody owns their own business out there, I've got a bachelor's in computer information systems and an associate's in computer science. So, you know, if you own your own business out there, you want to hire a college graduate, just graduated literally 7 months now, because it's in January. 7 months ago. Yeah. So, yeah, still looking. Sadly. Sad. But, yeah. I don't know why I threw that out there, but it was something on my mind. The bot is sleeping. I don't know. I've got to wake it up like I gotta wake up the dragon. It's gotta take a crystal geyser to the face. I don't know. That being said, though, I have a Twitter. If you guys haven't seen my Twitter, I wish I had the link on me right now. Probably should have grabbed all of that. Well, if you have ever watched any of the old episodes, or by episodes, well, I guess if you're watching on YouTube, you'd see it. But, if you've watched any of the old episodes and you're a YouTube viewer, you know that I always post the link in there. It may not be the easiest thing to see, which is kind of my bad. I definitely should put those links in there. It's just things that come to mind. I know, I'm just trying to get them out there before Twitch eats them, because they have eaten some of them before. I think they yeeted some of the Resident Evil 8 stuff, which was like, I think they yeeted Lady Dimitrescu, that first area, so like rip to that, but I guess that was a Twitch exclusive preview at that point. Yeah, that's what it was. It definitely wasn't just the video game needed. Okay. Yeah, so I've got a Twitter. Go ahead and check that if you want. I believe it's Fade_bound. I believe, yeah, because I couldn't get Bound by Fade on there. Rip to that. Tried to make something somewhat similar. Mission successful, question mark, but you get the idea. I always always tweet out before I'm going to stream. Usually within the next 5 minutes or so, we're streaming. So once you see that tweet, get in here, because we are getting started. Right, I have a YouTube channel. Just look up Bound by Fate. If you've seen my profile picture for Twitch, then it's the same one on YouTube, so you guys, it should be relatively easy to recognize. It's an archive of all our old Twitch channels. All Twitch channels, hold on, I've only made one. Whoa, words are hard, hold on, whoa, okay. Yeah, this is why we do this, okay. We've got all of our old Twitch VODs archived there. Holy, okay, woo! You speak too fast and your mind, your mouth doesn't go as fast as your mind. Okay, but yeah, we've got our old Twitch VODs on there. We've archived them on YouTube, so you guys can go ahead and still watch any old ones. If you guys are enjoying the Dark Souls 2 content, I've got Dark Souls 3 up. We have that completed, including the DLC. We've killed all the bosses. We've also done Bloodborne. If you love Resident Evil, we've got all of those, 0 through 8, including the more spin-off-like ones, like Revelations 1 and 2, as well as Code Veronica, which I ended up playing through like 4 different times, so that way we could actually get the ending, because I got soft-locked on like the 3rd attempt. But if you want to see that struggle, by all means, go right ahead, please, because that'd actually make it worthwhile. Playing that 4 times. Not that it wasn't fun, it's just once you figure that game out, yikes. But yeah, so we've got all the Resident Evils, we've got Dark Souls 3, we've got Bloodborne, and we've got other hidden gems in there, so why not go check that out if you're liking this. It's probably been the longest outro ever, jeez. Alright, and we have a Discord, which I know is linked in my panels. That I know is in my panels. So if you've seen my panels and you want to join my Discord server, the link's in there. It should be good. I believe it runs out after so many links. I want to say I probably made it like 100 or something. Not 100% sure, something I did. But yeah, the link is very much so fresh. So if you guys want to go ahead and join that, I've got bots in there if you guys want to go... if you want to play with those, you can always ask me. Same thing with Twitter and stuff. You guys can ask me when I'm going to stream, when I think I'm going to stream. I can give you a rough estimate of when I believe I'll be going to. You can always just chill, hang out. You can always just ask me other stuff. I mean, I'm pretty much on Discord like all day. So if you ever wanted to stock pretty much. I'm pretty much on there all day, like every day. Like it's always in the background somewhere, whether on my phone, whether on my monitor, whether on my laptop. You get the idea. So yeah, just another thing you guys should try out if you want. Appreciate everybody for coming out. Probably going to be holding, as per usual, we'll probably start up again on Monday because, you know, work things. So I'll try and sneak some streams in the meantime, but we'll see how that goes as always. That's very debatable on the weekends. The weekdays so far have not been a problem. If I get a new job, then the schedule will be updated and hopefully it'll be more consistent. But yeah. Alright, enough of that. You guys have a good one. Appreciate everybody for coming out. If you guys thought this 3-hour stream, just a little light stream, just something that, I don't know, maybe even fall asleep to, well, a couple hours, how are you gonna fall asleep when you got the dopamine going through when you see me crush these bosses? Your first try, baby, every time. Yep, if you don't count the other times before that. Alright, with that, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you on Monday, unless I can sneak some streams in here on the weekend. Other than that, you guys have a good one, and we'll see you on Monday. See ya.